Good morning. So there's a real shift in the seasons. I can feel it's really cooled off. This morning it was even a little bit chilly going into October. And I feel like using this shift to also make an inner shift. It's like a new era. It's like a new it's like a new time. Something new is started. Out with the old and in with the new. And I'm just kind of letting everything be. Just letting it be. And reprogramming my mind intentionally. I'm taking things at face value. Um, because that's all I can really do. And I also have this understanding um, that we can't force anything. It's not, you don't even want something that you have to force. There's so many thoughts that I've been having this morning. So it's really just letting go and letting everything be and allowing the pain to go through me and dissipating it and understanding it and just being. And one of the thoughts that I was having as I was walking out here to the mountain was that I want everything to flow easy. I want things that are for me to magnetize to me. So my only work is in getting myself set right, getting myself set at my center and where I want to be in my happiness, in my full abundant state, reprogramming my own mind to a place of joy and to a place of self awareness, self satisfaction, self dependency. Um, just like I want to attract into my life a partner who is self dependent and is all of those things in himself, then I need to be a mirror of what I want to attract into my life. So, one of the things that I've been thinking about lately and that I've even started writing down was um, the life partner that I want to attract into my life, what kind of life partner I want. And and I was thinking that when I have that written down solid, then that is my map for my own self-work. And then a lot of times looking at ourselves is more difficult than looking at another, or seeing ourselves. So really becoming self-aware and uh, consistently and constantly checking that, going up by a list. I know, well, you can say whatever you want about making a list about who you want, but there are certain things that you do want in a life partner. You want stability, you want somebody who's strong, you want somebody who has their own interests going on. Um, you want somebody who is consistent in their own thoughts and values and stands strong to according to them, and somebody who is spiritual, and somebody who is affectionate, and somebody who is self-reliable, that you can rely on. When somebody is self-reliable, they rely on themselves, then you can rely on that they are stable. In themselves, you can trust the other person. And those are attributes that I want in a life partner. And so I would respect and want a partner that would want those things in me. So it's kind of like the mirror effect. And I love the runes. So I'm just showing the runes. This is right below my house on one side of the valley. And I brought some paper with me because it's just, everything has just been coming up and I've been writing it as it comes. All of these thoughts, they're coming from a different zone. And so what I was thinking about is how we start following our nose and following our intuition, and then we magnetize to us the things that come naturally to us, the things that belong in our lives. And I was thinking about effort, um, how when I have to force something to become, whether it's a business, whether it's a relationship, whether it is anything, when you have to force it, then it's not in the natural flow of things. And I don't want to have to try to force anything. I'm not saying not put forth effort, because there's effort in life. To get out here on the mountain, I had to walk out here. I wasn't going to, just appear here. So there is effort that you have to put forward. But when things are in their place and things are right, they flow naturally into their place. It's like adding power to power. When you add your own effort in a place in the universe that is a natural flow, then it's adding your power to the power of the universe. And then things just happen in an accelerated rate. And they happen much, much quicker, and they happen with ease. You don't have to force it. So when you start feeling like you're dreading something, you really have to watch, right? Because we're conditioned. We're conditioned in certain ways, so we have to watch that it's not our conditioning that is dreading something. For instance, um, I met somebody not too long ago who was quite overweight, and we went for a walk. And every time I said, "Well, there's a place over here we can go look," he said, "Well, how far of a walk is it?" And that's a conditioned. That's something that is conditioned. That is, I was thinking about perspective, how we have these perspectives that are built within us, and that is a fat person's perspective. I know this, and I'm not saying it judgmentally. I know this because I was twice the weight that I am now, and I know what the conditioning is in your mind. And it's and I'm saying it so that you can be aware of it, because it is a condition in your mind that inhibits your life. It makes your life much smaller. If you're not going to go and see something that's really exciting to see because you're unfit, then you're losing out on life. When you keep your body in shape, this wasn't a route that I was intending on going down, but if I'm already on the subject, when you keep your body in shape and vibrant and alive, then you are then that isn't, when you start thinking about things that you want to do, that's not an inhibitor. It's not a glass ceiling for you. So your life becomes that much more open. Um, and I'm saying that in a completely I'm saying it as knowledge, not in any way as a judgment, or in any way for anybody to feel inadequate, or just as a pure conception, just as a observation. And it's a self observation because I was there. That's the only reason that I can really see it in somebody else and know what it is, and recognize it. And so one of the things that I was thinking this morning is that I want things to come with ease. Things that are meant to be, things that and also on this twin flame journey. I want things to come at ease. You can't force anything. That's why I'm saying I'm just learning how to take things at face value. And I'm learning to take things as they are. If this is what was said, then I'm wrapping my mind, if I'm wrapping my mind around the words that were said and the things that he said, and his actions have always, well, maybe not, but I'm not going to be obsessing over it, because we are where we are right now. So I'm not going to be going backwards and saying, "Oh, but he said this, so maybe he meant that, or maybe we are where we are right now." And he was very clear about it. And the actions speak for themselves, and so I'm just taking things at face value. And I want things to happen with ease. And I understand the laws of the universe. When you have to force something, like if you take a cog and you have to force it into a hole, it's not an exact match. If there's something that you have to force to be, then you're out of sync with the natural flow of the universe. Because when things are in flow, they happen in a way that is just natural, and they open up like a flower blooms. And so, regardless if in the higher realms we are made for each other and perfect for each other, the exact same vibration, something in the 3D world is still stopping the the connection from happening. And it's not something that you can force, because we I can see in myself that I have my own individual work to be doing with all of the realizations in the recent, what has happened between us in the recent weeks, and myself going through my own inner pain. And I know that a pain is attachment. And as long as I'm attached, I am in the 3D body. But then I also have the side that says, yeah, but this is the experience in the 3D body. So it's really trying to find a balance between this and that. And as long as there's not complete clarity there and joy and let go and release, then I still have work to do. And as long as I have work to do, and we're always going to be a work in progress. There's always going to be more work to do. But as long as those places are interfering with the relationship between us, that's just what it is. There is still interference in between our relationship, and so therefore it just isn't happening. And from where we are right now, the only thing that I can do is accept that, and um, and do my own self work. And as long as I'm doing my self work, then what is rightfully mine is drawn towards me and comes to me. So I was writing down all sorts of notes this morning. I want to see if there's something else that is suitable here. Okay, so here's something I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about, like, last night, and this whole spiritual rising, and just sitting in it and sitting in whatever comes and just allowing, and in the same time building my own life and building my own self forward. Trying to, take my focus off of the twin flame thing, put the focus back on me and building my life. And a lot of times with these obsessive, like, thoughts, because I wake up in the morning thinking of him, I go to sleep at night thinking of him. It's constant. And the times that I have relief, first of all, I have relief in making these videos. I have a phone call coming in. Okay, so I'm going to answer it and then I'll get back. Okay, so that's an order from one of the stores that I work with here. I work with a store in Jordan River, Yardenit. So I got a nice, pretty big order, actually. So that's good. Providence. Doing my God's work, and providence is coming in. So what I was talking about is just getting on with it. Getting on with. I find a lot of relief in doing these videos, because I'm able to talk it through, and I feel like it's my God's work, also showing the process of the spiritual awakening and the twin flame journey as is, um, just showing it. And something that I was thinking, with this reprogramming my mind with the affirmations and finding joy, and I really do want to do my own video on affirmations, do my own affirmations, and record them, and so that I can use those to reprogram my mind with my own voice. But think about it, your own voice is the voice that you know the absolute best. It's your own voice. And Also, listening to your own voice recorded. I know that a lot of people, and I've also had this in the past, that you don't like listening to yourself recorded. But the more you listen to yourself recorded and the more that you see yourself recorded, the more used to yourself you get, and the more comfortable you become in your own skin and how you sound, because regardless, that's how you sound. That's how you are. That's what you look like. And so the more that you can get used to it, it's kind of like traumas, revisiting and revisiting and revisiting. It's not a comparison, yeah, but it's kind of the same thing. You get numb to it, and then you start accepting it, and then you get comfortable with it, and then you start liking it. You like your gifts. You like, even your traumas. You after you get over them, you're like, okay, well, I'm so happy that I went through that so that I was able to get over it and able to grow from it. Um, So the point that I was going to make, excuse me, Lola, is that um, I kind of felt like I went into this whole, after the whole separation thing. I felt like I kind of went down this like hole, and I started, and things were kind of let go, and in my life, and so yesterday I made a list of things that I want to do, that I need to do, like things that had fallen off, like I made a whole list. I have it here. I'll tell you what was on my list. So it was send a message to somebody I had to send a message to, put tracking numbers in my Amazon for all of the boxes that I sent, empty up the car, fix up my plants, paint plates, take the dogs for a walk, finish all sorts of uploads and affirmations, and clean house and fold clothes and clean my patio, which I didn't do, but and do my dishes. And yesterday, I did quite a few of the things off the list just by nature of things, like taking the dogs for the walk and finishing, I went and painted plates because they needed to be done. And I started doing all sorts of things. And then it got to be like 9:30 at night. And usually I just go lay down and go to sleep early. And I was thinking to myself, I put all these things that I want to accomplish. Um, and it would feel so good to wake up in the morning knowing that I accomplished those things. Oh, I emptied out the car. So I did quite a few things, and it felt good. It felt good. Everything that I did on my list, I felt good. So at 9:30 last night, I was getting into bed, and then I said, "No, I'm going to go finish cleaning up and doing, at least a few things. Do the dishes before I go to sleep at night." That was something that I had set for myself as a goal, to do the dishes every night before I go to sleep, so that when I wake up in the morning, everything is clean. I'm at a clean place, at a clean start. It feels good to get up in the morning to a clean kitchen. And then I went back in and I finished cleaning. I did the dishes. I finished and everything was just one step at a time. I finished the things that I brought out of the car. I finished putting away and organizing, and I did all the laundry, and I put all the laundry away, and I did all the dishes, and I cleaned the house basically, and I put away all my work things that I had out because I had gotten a whole bunch of packages ready to send to Amazon. So I had all of my work things spread out all over the living room, and I finally got to bed. I put on music and I just did that. And I finally got to bed at around 11:30 at night. But I got to bed feeling accomplished, and I realized that accomplishment is an emotion, and when you accomplish something, it feels good and it sets the vibe for accomplishing more. And especially when we're going through these times of intense emotions, which right now is very intense in the universe, very intense in the world. There's a lot of people going through very intense times now. And also with the change of weather, it's an opportunity to change behavior. If you want to change your life, you have to change your behavior. If you want to change your life, you have to kick habits. You have to kick schedules, change things up, put the new things in. Otherwise, then you can start shifting your life. You have to just change things. And the way to change things are to little accomplishments. Little accomplishments give you the emotion of accomplishment. They give you the feel, the vibration of what it feels like to accomplish something, and then you can start setting higher and higher goals. You can start setting, and then also, but it has to be like a balance, not get in stuck in things like, oh, I have to accomplish this, and then start pushing something down the wrong route. If something is not feeling 100% like it's going, then stop for a minute and assess and see why it's not going. Give yourself a break for a minute. Sometimes it might just be that you're pushing something down the wrong avenue, and that's why it's not working. I keep on going back to that book that I read that is You and You Too, it's called. And it's like doing quantum leaps. And the story in the beginning of the book is this little fly in the window that's trying to push through the glass, and it's going to find, inevitably it's going to find its death there in that window. And the more it's putting effort into it, the more effort it's exerting, and the task is futile. It can't make its way through that window. But if it were to stop for a minute and quit pushing and just stand back for a minute and check out other options, it would see that a couple feet away there's an open door, and it could just fly right out the open door into freedom. And so our lives are kind of like um, the same thing. A lot of times, if we're pushing, 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 and we don't stop for a minute to assess, wait a minute, why isn't this going? There's a completely different route, or that's right around the corner for us. And we know this because there's so many dimensions compiled, one aligned right alongside each other. There's so many different ways of being. We know this because our life has taken different routes. We've had these aha moments that from that moment, your life has never been the same. And so it's like you break this glass, this belief, and then from that moment, your life is completely in a different line. It's in a different dimension. And so we know that simultaneously there's so many different ways of being. I could either be here on the mountain doing this video, or I could be in my house doing work. There's so many, and whichever route I choose, my whole life from that moment on is going to take a different route, because each moment leads into the other, and each moment opens up in complete different potential and different um, in different ways. So wherever you are in every moment determines the rest of your life. And really, there's a paradox here, because do you really have a choice? Would you make the exact same decisions every time with the exact same information? I think so. But at the same time, we do have free choice, but it's all written ahead of time. So knowing in that, you can kind of just relax into your life and allow things to unfold for you. So the point of that, what I was making there, was that put little things on your list that you can accomplish easily, and then accomplish them, so that you can get into the vibration of accomplishment. And that starts moving your life forward in little increments, folding the clothes and putting the clothes away because I had it on my list, and then I accomplished it. And then I got up this morning feeling a sense of accomplishment, and my house is clean. So, and accomplishment is a vibration. Whether it's folding the clothes that I accomplished, or building my website that it's still like settling in my mind how I want to build it. They're both accomplishments. It's the same vibration. So getting myself used to the vibration of accomplishment, and used to the vibration of movement, and I am in the right vibration, it also brings movement into my life, like this order that just came in. So I see it as real magic. There's real magic. Yesterday, I put away all my work stuff. I got everything ready. It's all a clean slate. This morning, I get a big order. So it works just like that. That's how this magic of the universe works, and it unfolds. And you could say, okay, you know, real magic has to play out on the physical plane. It's not like I'm going to look over here and there's going to be, a whatever. It might be, but real magic plays out on the physical plane. So you could say, oh, it had to come to be through this physical plane. Yeah, it did. but it doesn't mean that it's not real magic. It's real magic. Um, we are conditioned to believe in only what we see and in the physical world, but the the other dimensions and the ethers and the world of real magic, which is also here in this 3D world, we're just so used to the miracles that we just call it nature. But there's miracles. I mean, we're a miracle. There's miracles all around us. Everything is a miracle. Even this existence is a miracle. We're just used to it, so we don't call it miracles. But the world of the unknown is much, much larger than the world of the known. The world of the unknown, you could even see it here in the physical plane. We still can't explain life away on the physical plane. So the world of the unknown and the unseen are far more vast than the world of the seen and the world of the known. We could fill millions of lifetimes and still not understand everything and completely. So that's what's so interesting, that this life just keeps on going, keeps on going. Wherever you put your focus opens up for you. Wherever you put your focus, it opens up for you. So our focus has power to it. That's something I do want to do a video about focus and the power of focus, but it needs to be in a separate, because it's such a large subject and we've already been on so many subjects in this video. So I really want to thank you for watching. I just want to show you this valley because it's just so beautiful. So down there, those are the olive trees. There's an olive grove down there. There's a family that lives down there. They have cows and they are Bedouins, I think. So they've lived here for quite a few generations. Still down there in the valley. This down here in the valley is there's a river. It's called Nahal Salmon, but it's dry now. Eucalyptus trees. This is an old homestead. Um, I can feel the vibration of the people that lived here. I can tell you a lot about them. Just from my connection to the place, I can still feel their presence here. Um, and there's also another little house over here that's a ruins. See right down there? That is a little house. And that was the son's house. I just know it. And there was a daughter-in-law that lived there, and she was under the shadow of the big house. So I kind of know the story of what happened here just by picking up on the vibrations of the, I don't know the exact stories, but I can feel the presence of the people that were here, that lived here, and their state of mind and kind of their personalities. It's strange. Um, all of these things that I pick up on, I realized that I had always picked up on them, but I didn't know to interpret them and I didn't know to pay attention to them. And it more felt like it was an interference than a gift, because I didn't realize what it was. And now that I do realize what it was, then I can put my focus on it, and then it opens up for me. So it's a gift, and I'm still learning how to use it, and I still don't know how to use it properly, but I'm learning it. I'm still learning to tap into it and to understand it and to see it and to trust it. So sharing that, me sharing that is a big step for me. It's coming into my power and coming into understanding myself better and bringing it out into the open. So I appreciate you watching. Thank you for watching.